Hello and welcome back to another episode here, episode number 5 of Satisfactory. So I'm here on my lovely desert starting area with my beautiful factory. So far so good. And as I said previously, the plan is to start building a more efficient iron production factory. So a lot of the items I can produce with iron, so all of the frames, rotors, blah da da, yada yada. But then I was thinking, what's the one commodity I'm going to need a crap ton of? And it's right here. This beautiful concrete bag here. I'm going to need quite a bit of this if I'm going to start building large scale. So I thought to myself, how can I actually upgrade all of this? So, what my plan is, so I turned off this production here, but if you notice down the hill here, we have a second limestone. And it's a normal node as well, so it pushes out 60 limestone per minute, which is great. So my first step is actually going to build a concrete factory. So my plan is, if I get up here so I can get a better view. Oop, come on, jump, jump. Plan is actually to make this factory down here and around this. So I'm going to just turn this one around and send down the belt. I'm actually going to build the factory here first, the first floor. So the first factory floor is going to be here, and I'm going to step up and have a little offshoot up here that's going to take in this miner also. So yeah, that's the first protocol, is to get this up and running and make it expandable as well. So once I get Mark II miners and Mark III miners, I can actually expand it more and have a bigger output. So this will be my concrete production for this area anyways, and we'll take it from there. So first things first, this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a quick jump cut here. I'm going to get my miners in place, get my factory floor down, and get the belts down here, and maybe a small layout done for constructors and the feed and everything like that. So I get it all nicely just built in place and see how we get on then. So for me it'll be half an hour, for you it'll be in a second. I just want to say I got a bit carried away. Once I start building, I just kept going, and when I wanted to record again, I couldn't at the time, so I just kept building. As you can see, I sort of finished the factory for limestone. It seems to be definitely finished, so we'll give you a quick tour of. Well, I don't want to fall out. No. I'll give you a quick tour. So as you know, there was two normal limestone nodes here. You can see there's the rest being taken away. But yeah, you can see. So here's our output. Pretty bland factory. I just threw it together. Look at, I wasn't inspired enough to actually do some colour, but we'll look into that later. So here's storage. As you can see, we have 16 single ones. So I've just basically routed the whole lot at the very end here. It goes around and around and around and around and around until it comes out here. So because in the far end, it comes out here. So right here we have the first. Oh, that's loud. Back up, back up. We have the first miner. So you can see nicely going off here in this direction. So I'll get on the belt here. So it's heading off down over here, and it's going down at the back of the factory here. And then coming up is the concrete. And if I can get the far side here, yeah. So what's down here? So at the moment, so the each miner, so we have two miners, there's the other one there, and I sort of tried to fit this inside the factory here also. I should push that back a bit so it doesn't intersect. So both miners are normal nodes, so they're pushing out 60 items, 60 ore per minute. Now the belts, that's all the belts can take as well, so we're restricted to that. So then they're pushing the 60 ore to 2 constructors. Now this is the thing with concrete. The input of concrete is 45. So technically the two here should be getting 90. But again, we're limited to just 60. So I've just left the two of them running. You can see it goes in the other side here also. So straight from the miner into our 2 constructors. And then the 2 constructors push out 15 each. Which if you combine, it should be 30 on each side. But because we're not getting the full quota of limestone per minute, it's probably only pushing out about 40, 45 maybe per minute. So the 4 constructors are fed into the center belt, and then that center belt is fed upstairs into the storage. And I sort of enclosed it a bit here, sort of added this bit down the middle just to give it a bit more design. It's expandable here, so when we get a Mark II miners or Mark II belts, we can maybe put in an overclock and push it up to that's pushing out 90 per minute just to get these 2 fully operational. And then we can actually expand another 2 constructors here if needed for these nodes. So when we eventually get to a Mark III, that'll be Mark II will be 120 under regular clocked. I think, I'm not sure if Mark III is double or is it just another 60 on that again. So potentially a minimum we could be pumping out here on Mark III miner is 180 concrete ore per minute. And divided that down, that'll be 4 constructors. So that'll be pushing out on from each side at 60 concrete per minute, 120 concrete per minute. And that'll be just at normal working output. Now if the Mark III miners doubles the Mark II, that'll be 240 pushing out. So that'll be again 5 is it 5 constructors? 5 constructors with 5 items per minute just missing. And then those 5 will be pushing out 15 in each, 50, 5, 5, 25, 75, 150 concrete per minute. So that'll all happen again with time. We have to expand, we have to upgrade. And just put a door on the end here just so it could get out. I left these here, so potentially if I overclock it I could have a facility here that maybe I could push out a lot more items per minute. Again, I look at what the demands of facilities are going to be and what I'm going to need to use it for. Put a nice clock tower up there. Just look down this. So that's the concrete done. As I just got a bit carried away. I just kept building. I wasn't able to record, so I just, instead of stopping building and bringing in on earlier on the process in regards building the factory, I just kept building and got it finished. So I didn't do anything with the output, just left as it is. Just threw that there, just as a design feature. I don't know, I might do something differently. Again, but it's all enclosed, and that was my main purpose of this, just to keep it all enclosed. We can go over here and see how we're getting on with all of these, because these have all been running AFK. So I've left this on overnight just to keep building. I added in a second for the rotors. Look at the rotors. We are into our second container, which is great. And then we have, frame rate what? Then we have just over half on this, and just coming up to half on those. So slowly but surely it's tipping along. It's working its charm, which is great. I love that we can just leave it AFK and it'll run away. You can see the concrete is there's a lot over there at the moment. So the next step now is over this side. So we'll just take a look here. So the idea here is to build a large scale iron factory. So when you think about it, the iron itself there's 4 minor items, so, or 3 is there? Yeah, the plates, the rods, and the screws. Yes, plates, rods, and screws are 3 minor items. Then we have the 3 more large scale items. So we have the rotors. So that's 6 items in total at the moment that we need to output from this factory. Now my idea is to actually build the first floor just above the top of the highest miner and have the floor of the factory on that level. Now if you look at here, we have these 3 on the back side of this and we have 3 on the front. But I want to actually have all 6 running into this factory. And all 6 feeding this factory what it needs. Now potentially down the line, with a Mark III miner, one of them might be able to feed this whole factory. Because again, output is 60 per each, and this 6 is 36, so 360 iron ore at the moment. Which in regards ingots, isn't it 1 and 1 for ingots? I think it is, I'm very sure. And check this here. Yeah, so 1 for 1. So that'll be outputting 360 iron ingots as well. So my first step will be just to put a floor here. Now I'm going to have to take down this, because the idea is to have the factory facing this way. So that's going to be the back of the factory, and then have everything facing out this way. And I'm going to have it sort of lined up, so it's going to be expandable down this way. So I'm going to build initially like the other one, the inputs and outputs on one side, so that I can actually just expand the machines down. So the first layer is going to have the capacity of processing all 360 iron ore into ingots. Actually, oh yeah, 360 iron ore. It won't be 360. Oh, it is, yeah. It is 360 ingots. Oh, that's not. It doubled. So we're pushing out 60. This is only receiving 30. So it'll be 720 ingots. So I'll have one, at the moment, I'll have one of these feeding 2 of these guys. Until I upgrade to Mark II. Actually, what's takes? What do I need to do Mark II? I'm just going to see here. Catering, medicinal. Oh, rebar gun. Steel production has. I wonder if I just unlocked this and actually built the Mark II miners straight off the bat. The only problem is I wouldn't have the belts. Well, if I unlock steel and then unlock the belts, I could be pushing out 120 from each. That's 120 by 6, 12, 720 ore, which would mean it says 1440 ingots. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So we lock this. We're gonna unlock the logistics Mark II. Alright, so get those in there. I have none of those. Do I have iron plate? Yeah, and I have these. Just go over, grab some of these. We're going to unlock this one. We'll probably have to wait a minute or two for the next one, but that's okay. The only thing with Mark II, it takes these reinforced iron plates for the belts, which means that's where I need to focus my attention in regards in building the Mark II, or this factory. And here we go. So 8 minutes. So I'm going to check the map. I might actually put something on with the map here. Ooh, hard drive. So I'm going to throw in the hard drive while I'm waiting. We'll do a quick cut here, jump cut. And I'll bring it back in when my hard drive and everything's ready. We're going to see what we get. See you in a second. Well, Bob has just returned, which is great. So we'll do the steel production upgrade, and that means we can unlock this one as well. But I haven't got enough wire or cable, so I must run over here and get these. 100 cable, that'll do. Wire, yeah, perfect. So we'll get this unlocked. Ta-da! Ta-da! Ba-dup. What? Ah, oh, dear God! Still didn't have enough cable or wire. Da-da-din. That's always the case. Always a little short of something. So put that like that, and away we go. Ready for lunch. So we've steel production unlocked, which means Mark II miners and foundry. But we're going to concentrate on the Mark II miners first anyways. Any other things here we got unlocked? No. Oh yeah, truck and tractor. Tractor! Not truck. Truck station. Yes, so what I was doing here, when the pod returned, was I just done a layout. So this is going to be my base layer for this level, where the miners are going to be. And really what's going to be along here is just sort of a system where I can get it upstairs, and then quite possibly an accessible storage system on the bottom floor. So I'll store a lot of the materials that if I want down the bottom, because again, what I really want to do with this map is have central points where materials are, have factories where materials are stored or produced and stored in large quantities, and then have a transportation system, trains. So when I get to that point, oh God, and use the trains then to actually move the materials around where I want them. So the likes of all these materials, these items here are transported to a central location to mass produce other items. So I don't want to have one massive factory. I don't know. It's just too. I think it's too much. And then what can I do is, when I need materials, I can send the train off. It will come to this, like a depot like this, and collect a butt ton of materials I need for manufacturing, and then I can have enough materials stored over here that it can do 5 or 6 runs from the train, then turn the train off, and then run the main factory. So it's not my idea to have everything running constantly, and just I'll be running them when I need them. So this is a nice little shelf up here, so you can see the height of the. I'm gonna go over here and get this summer sloop. This is gonna be my first. Ooh, didn't realize this is a bridge. Wait. Yeah, there. Perfect. No, there. It's absolutely minted. The view. Look at all the graphical glitches. This whole area cleared of a lot of the biofuel. Wait for it. Will it say something? I know if we wait long enough, it usually turns around and says something. Wait for it. Come on. Wait, there it is.
I strongly advise you to harvest this specimen.
I'm not going to just leave it here. Actually, maybe I should. Actually, maybe I should. No, because the factory's going to be built up around it. I'll pick it up. And then my first summer sloop. What does it say? Does it say anything different here? Strange alien thing with a mind bending on somehow familiar shape. Works in progress. Analyzing this will not give you anything. Yeah, that's good. That's fine with me. So it's a lot of cliffs back here. But I'm thinking I can use these. So yes, I'm going to have the first layer. Land here. So alright, we're going to see how many layers are up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, I'm going to get 6 and stick this on the side here. Oop. So I think this is high enough. I'll try 9. Yep. Look at this. I can build right over the top. So that's perfect. That's a perfect height for our factory. Look at that. Perfect clearance. Right, can I get back on this again? Can I? Good. Yes, I can. So yes, this is going to be the floor of my factory, and it's facing directly out into open space. So on this level is where all the ingots are going to get made. So we're going to produce all the ingots on here, and then potentially I'm going to build it in floors above. Maybe get this will be as high as this structure here. And I'll see how I get on. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to spend some time, get a large floor laid out. Sort of think of where everything's going to fit and how it's all going to work together in regards bringing the materials up. So I could potentially extend my floor out the back, use a center point to bring all materials up from the bottom into this section. And even in the case, I might be extending the factory out over those 3 nodes and bring in the materials in to the back here or something. Potentially I could have at this point here, there's a center point, I could have run the stuff behind the back, maybe, or underneath, and have it all funnel in here, bring it upstairs, and then funnel it into the factory. A lot of my belts will be all based on what my limitations are in regards what can I move it and what I can't move. But we'll get to that at the moment. So the first thing is build a big floor. So what I'm going to do is again do a quick jump cut here and then see how we get on. See you in a second. Well, I'm making some progress, slowly but surely. I can see I just threw up this large floor without any really thought into it until I start putting and arranging some bits and pieces. So this is sort of the setup that's going to be up here. Now, so we've currently 3 nodes on this side, so 3 normal iron nodes. Now I built Mark II miners on each of them. So each one of these will be pushing up 120 items are iron ore per minute. Now these are the 120 belts as well, the Mark II belts. And then I've split into 4 of them. So 30, 60, 90, 120. Because if I select these iron ore, they're 30 input and 30 output. And now this, good thing about this is, once I get the Mark III miners, or even if I want to increase the output, oop, is that there? If I want to increase the output, I can potentially just build on, double on here. So put on 8 onto them, just build on to each row, and double the output of some of the nodes if I want to just push for production. So that's the plan anyways with it. Now I tried a different design than this also, of having the actual splitters and mergers underneath it, but it just didn't look right. I tried it. I'll just show you here what I was doing. So number 8, place 1, place this one here so I can get on top. Then number 9, if you place a splitter, show you this. Now I've seen this with the More mod on how you can actually, the More mod has like things, pedestals, that you can do this with it. So this is what I was thinking, but it just didn't look right without sort of the pedestal on it. Or wait a second, just thought of something else there. 6. What if I 9 here, put smelter on top. Now see, it doesn't sit 100%. It's either out one side or out the other. So it doesn't sit even. But she's sitting in the middle. Give me a second. So we'd have a splitter on this side. So potentially we'd have this going in this way. And a merger this side. If you bear with me a second here, I'm sure some of you are following me what I'm actually getting up to here. Oh. Oh my god. Give me a where's the tower? I spent 20 minutes trying to figure out the other way. Oh, that looks brilliant. Oh, that looks fantastic. Nice and compact. I know it does take up a... Yeah, so there's a lean on this side and a lean on this side, but it looks far more compact than this. Oh, that's fantastic. So it's just a full 5 brick high with the 1 meter tall. So 4 meter at the end and 1 meter tall the whole way down, and just have the input and output coming in side by side. And see what this idea here was, to actually raise the output up onto an upper level, and then I can actually belt this up or down whichever way I want in regards to going up to the next level. So the next level will start in this row and work off this way as well in regards to turning it to plates or rods or what on so on and so forth. That looks brilliant. Oh, that looks fantastic. Oh, thank God I came up with that just on the... I was trying the other way and having this actually sitting. So if you put a 2 meter here, then the 1 meter, that makes it 3 meters high, then place... So you'd be technically do it this way. I'll show you here what I was doing. So if you didn't place the smelter on that, then you can remove the base and then put the actual split and merge underneath it. But this looks far better. Take away this side here. Oh, look at that. And it is fully connected also. Input and output. What the merger looks like. The merger looks like a bigger square one. Oh, that looks brilliant. I know it's 100% centered, but you could potentially fit another row like this right here. So which means it will be this way. It'll be a lot more compact. Right, that looks... Oh. Give me a second. And this is the best thing about the multi. Give me a second. Come on. Place it. What's this? F. Control. Take that much away. Then press control. Hold on, control again. Oh. This is the only thing, this is the one thing about the large delete, is making sure you delete what you want to delete. But it is far handier. Right, so we have a plan. I have a plan. So I'm gonna jump cut here again, and I'm gonna get a couple of these rows set up. I'm gonna get these three. I'll just jump down below quickly and show you where I am downstairs. That looks fantastic. Alright. So downstairs here, I've deleted the, what do you call it? Space elevator. Yes, and if you can see here, I have these three miners. Actually, just give me a second. Where are we? I need. Actually, I never tried this now. That's perfect. That one goes there. Delete this. This one will end 8. I'll leave that one there exposed, and then 4 here. Center turn. 1, 2. Another 4 up here. There, then to make sure this is a nice right angle. Lined up, center, turn, 1, 2. I wonder, will this go? What's the shape? Oh no, no, no! I need the shape. I need those right angles. 1, 2. Perfect. See, the 3 of them fit lovely. I can just close off all this down here underneath. And I go to that there. So that down here again, I'll close this, pave all this underneath. Again, I'll be using this some sort of storage area. What I can do is once I get those 3 set up, I could thinking about running these 3 here underneath here and up again in sort of the same sort of tile. I'm bringing it straight up here. So in the same sort of row. Depending on how compact I can get these 3 now. With that sort of design, I can get them very compact. I could start my first row here. Then my second row here, as this one is. And then my third row here. Then 4th row here. 5 and 6. And potentially I could have the other ones coming up right here. Now, where is that in regards to... Oh, that's brilliant. Look at that. Lovely space underneath it. Plenty of space to bring the belts around and mark them straight in here. It's just working out nicely. So what I'm going to do is, again, do a quick jump up, jump, cut. I'm going to work away on this, get a couple of these rows up and running, and show you what it looks like at the end of it, okay? See you in a second. Well, got some of it done. And it looks, I think it looks fantastic. The way it's laid out. So what I done here on this side, I just laid out the full 8. And then on this side here, I laid out 4. But it just works out perfectly. The layout just look at those lines. They're so perfect. Where's the lookout tower? Got one up here. A nice overhead look at this. Oh, look at that. It looks so good. So I'm going to have 6 rows of 8. Well, space for 8. I'm not going to put 8. I'm just putting 8 as a sample there, the size of it. But 6 rows of 4 with the space for 8. Because then when I can potentially just double the output of Mark II. Mark II. Oh, miners. And, oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, So yeah, I'm going to leave the space for 8, but only put in 4 of each. That means even then when I go to Mark 3 miners, I might be able to just have set up 6 Mark 3 miners and have them pushing the E8 all together. And then just double the output of upstairs. And we'll see, yeah. So I've just run out of time for this video. Don't want to make them too long. I'm trying to keep them. I want to try and just watch how long they're recorded for. So I ran out of time for this video. So I'm going to leave it here for today. For the next day, between now and the next day, I might just put on the other couple of rows on here. The other 4 rows of 4. Get those all set up. Get the belt set up from below. And even get the miners down there all set up on concrete pads, or whatever you call these, foundations. That's it. So I might get them all set up foundations for the next day. But yeah, that's it for today. So not too bad for this time. We got the concrete factory all set up over there. Definitely have got a lot of the way into this project. And I'm really happy with this setup, and I think it looks fantastic. Just how compact it is, and how it fits in just nicely. And I don't care that it's another 8 meters taller, like, it's actually that's perfect. But look how compact it is. Oh man, I was looking at some of the Reddit posts and showed these. They had the more mod pack has these foundations with legs on them. So there's potentially legs in these corners, and you can have all these lined up on these little foundations. That has the splitters and everything fitting perfectly underneath it, which is great. I don't like the fact that the splitter and the merger are different heights. That doesn't look great now. Visually it doesn't look great. Oh yeah, if anyone's doing this, using these foundations, have the input sticking out over the rear. If I can show you now quickly, I'll show you why. Yes. If you put in production smelters, so I had them this way originally. I was trying them out this way, but then when I went to merge this side, I'll show you this quicker because it just didn't look right. Merger, splitter, right. These bad boys. Look at the gap. That's not connected as far as I know. So that's why I stuck it at this end. When you stick it on this end, it connects, and it connects to the front also, which it works. But this way it does not work. So that was a 2 different. I'm really happy with this. This is fantastic. Just this layout and how it looks. The potentially I can have power poles running down. Yep, that's it. So yeah, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed me getting all this set up to have my super iron factory, which is going to be pretty big when it's finished, especially when I have all of this section automated as well and fully maxed out. I mean maxed out. I want to be producing as many plates and stuff as I can, because again, a lot of those items will be used in stators and the motors and the heavy modular frames later on the road, so I want to be producing these in mass. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one. Slán!